Started this week off with a little bit of a deload on the incline bench. Took a little bit of a break from all the heavy pressing and did 3 sets of 10 across with 169 pounds. Still managed to squeeze out a volume PR considering high reps and moderately heavy weight. Got a solid pump in the chest and then transitioned into the thick bar for the supinated pull downs. And although I only inched the weight up 2.5 pounds over last week, the fatigue definitely set in both the musculature of my hand as well as my forearms. That small incremental increase can make a world of difference. From there, transitioned into the rack pulls, cleared 3 sets of 8 with 255 pounds. Definitely challenging to move this much weight after those thick handled pull downs. My ability to crush the bar, to grip the bar well, is definitely compromised after all of that volume. So I struggled a little bit holding on to the bar for 3 sets across, but managed to clear all of the sets before moving into some secondary tricep work. Got to keep those triceps working all the time. They're what save you on those heavy benches more often than not. So I worked the lying dumbbell extensions with the 45s, 4 sets of 8 to 10. I'll be honest here, the first set I managed to clear 10 reps, but sets 2, 3, and 4, I barely managed to squeeze out rep 8, so barely got the minimums there. So those dumbbell extensions definitely get the back of the arms going. And then I finished off with my favorite tricep variation when it comes to getting a solid pump, and rocked some rope tricep press downs. A little bit heavier than usual for sets of 10, but then I did incorporate a burnout set as soon as the first 2 sets was done, something I don't traditionally do unless I'm at the end of a training block. And I dropped the weight down to 35 pounds and cranked it out for 30 repetitions, which, as you can imagine, after a lot of low rep heavy work on the triceps, there was a significant pump and quite a bit of a burn going on by the end of this upper body workout. Thursday's lower body session saw me under the SSB with 292.5 pounds for a top end set of 5 reps. And the leg development, I'm impressed by how well the legs are coming along, considering it's about time with all the heavy leg work that I do that my legs kind of look like they can lift heavy things. Backed it off for 4 sets of 5 with 260 pounds respectively, which means I'm close to being able to run a top end single with 300 pounds, but I'm still a ways out from being able to do 300 pounds rep work for sets across in any rep range. Then I went into some stiff leg deadlift work with 225, 2 plates for sets of 8. Feels kind of cool to do rep work with 2 plates on the stiff leg deadlift. Would feel a lot cooler if it was 3 plates, but we'll get there in due time. And then finished off with 2 sets of 7 reps per leg, kind of a weird number, I know, with 164 pounds on the walking lunge. Definitely a good decision to put the walking lunges in at the latter end of the training session. I know at the beginning of this block, I was kind of concerned that it was a bad plan, or at the very least not the best plan I've ever had. Usually not the order of operations that I would employ in terms of where I put exercises in a programming structure, but it's definitely built my confidence onto the bar. I figure if I can move this much weight for walking lunges at the very end of a session after all of the supporting musculature is fatigued, then I've likely got a little bit to give if I were to transition this into the front end of a programming block. So maybe we'll see that in the future, where I lead the session with the walking lunge being my primary lift. We'll see. Saturday afternoon, I felt strong under the bar. 270 pounds for a top end set of 6 on the bench. Not the best I've ever done, but seeing as it's been a minute since I've been under this much load on the barbell bench press, I felt pretty confident overall. Backed it off for 3 sets of 6 respectively with 243 pounds. I think the next block I bring the bench press in, I'm going to really focus on increasing that base of volume. I think that would be one of the best strategies for me to do, as well as increasing the other pressing variations that will contribute to a stronger bench long term. Worked in some wide grip cable rows on the belt squat using the long handle attachment. These are brutal on the back. I really like them. Really feel them through the lats and the mid back, and a lot of core trying to stabilize your position as you run those. I did do some incline barbell face pulls. I didn't film those in this workout before moving on to 4 sets of 25 with 55 pounds on the press down. So a lot of high rep work there. Got a serious pump going on in the back of the arms before finishing off with a little bit of curls getting some high rep work in there as well. 20 reps per arm respectively with 25 pounds. Got to get that pump and split those sleeves. Finished off the week with a 5 rep max on the front squat with 282.5 pounds with some volume back off work. But that wasn't what I was very much excited about on this particular workout. I was looking forward most to my top end set of rack pulls, primarily because it was the most amount of weight I had ever rack pulled before, and I was doing multiple reps. Those are rare for those PRs to occur, especially on lifts that are already relatively heavy, where not only am I hitting an all-time best in terms of weight moved, but I'm also hitting an all-time best for multiple reps. It's kind of cool when that happens, at least it is for me. 505 for a top-end triple, rack pulls just below the knees, and I felt confident the whole way through. Rep 3 was definitely a little bit slow, a little bit of a grind, but we locked it out with quality form. It was smooth all the way through. And then got some serious volume on the reverse hyper here, 25 rep sets. So as you can imagine, the lower and mid back pump was unreal. All in all, I would consider that to be an extremely progressive training week. I'm pleased.